Have you ever felt so tired, even without doing a single thing in your entire day? And have you wondered, why is this happening to me and where is my energy going? The simple answer to this is that your mind is running without any productive action. So if you are somebody who overthinks, then this video is for you. I'm going to give you a few ways as to how you could easily snap out of overthinking. 1. Change your environment. All of us love traveling simply because of this very reason, isn't it? We love traveling because our mind is latched on to what we see, what we feel, and the air we breathe. And usually when we're in cities, we don't get to change our environment very quickly, and that's why most of us love traveling. Now you can think, Lalith, I don't have the budget to travel. How do I actually figure this out for myself? Simple. Maybe you're working in a place with dim lighting, or there is no ventilation. Get some air, go out, figure a way to change your internal state of mind by changing your environment. 2. Practice mindfulness. I know somewhere down the line you might be thinking I sound like Ankur Warikoo. Maybe I want to sound like him too. If you can practice meditation, yoga, journal writing, these are certain practices that will help you track your thoughts and understand what is behind the thought process. It will also give you that small little escape where you are in a state of thoughtlessness, and that is the ideal state to be in. 3. Exercise. I don't want to sound like a nutrition or a health expert, but exercise is something you must do not to burn fat, but to feel really good. I'm sure if you've done any physical activity continuously, maybe jogging, cricket, basketball, any kind of sport, you would have experienced something called as a runner's high. That means endorphins in your brain have been released and you feel really good, and this feeling is of lightness. Try this and I'm sure it'll work out for you. 4. Try to reframe the problem that is running in your head. Recently I was reading a book about Chanakya and I loved the example that was written by the author. He said great kings had one common thing. They always had a fool in their court. You know why? Because fools always found an easy way to a big problem. And that would give the king a change in perspective. So what I'm asking you to do is not to get a fool around you. That could also be a problem. Instead, you could simply change your mindset by changing your perspective. All you have to do is position yourself in somebody else's mind and think how that person would come out with a solution. That way, you might get not just one or two, but multiple solutions, and you could pick the best one for your problem. 5. Get some fresh air. It sounds simple, but most of us are not mindful about this process. Think about it. Every time you're really tensed, you don't consciously breathe. Your breath is so shallow that your lungs and your body has a very limited amount of oxygen supply. When I was a Toastmaster and I was super nervous going on stage, one of my mentors always told me to take deep breaths. And when you take deep breaths, your oxygen levels in your body rise and the chemical or the hormone oxytocin is released. When oxytocin is released, you automatically start feeling good. So my suggestion is whenever you're stuck in that overthinking loop, take a conscious breath. 6. Write down your thoughts. You might have heard this a lot of times, but let me tell you what happens when you write things down. When you write things down, you write them in your current state of emotion and mindset. And let's say once you've written it, you revisit it tomorrow night, right? And that time you could be a little more angrier, you could be a little more happier, you could be a little more sadder, or you could be really joyful. What happens when you view the same problem with a different emotion? It simply gives you a larger perspective. So what you have to do is write things down. And when you write it down, it also becomes a release mechanism. It is like you are conveying your thoughts as if to a friend. But here you could think that you are conveying it to the universe. And this way, it releases a lot of pressure and gives you a different perspective from what other people would have had on that same problem. So guys, Remember, now that I just gave you 6 points, it does not mean you imply it for a day and all of a sudden you are over your overthinking problem. No, that's not going to happen. Remember, it's a habit and habits take time to be rectified. And you must put some sort of effort, and conscious effort I mean, to actually overcome this problem. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you know somebody who needs this video, you share this link with them and I'm sure it will add a lot of value. And if you found this video good for yourself, hit the subscribe button.